The town has a new alternative for future trash disposal. A grant will help train individuals interested in the medical field, and a recent study found the Assessor's department is operating at optimal efficiency. Details on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Wednesday, July 31st, 2013. I'm Sarah Mantle. Town officials have a new alternative to CMAS when it comes to trash disposal. Energy coordinator Richard Elrick says New Bedford-based zero-waste solutions could be more economical.
They're lower on cost. They're offering a tipping fee of $60 per ton. The best that I've seen that CMAS can come up with is $67.50 a ton. They have a much more environmentally sound method of disposing of the trash. They do enhanced recycling, and then with the residue, after they get rid of all the recyclables, which they market themselves, then with that residue, with that MSW, they create something called an EcoTac briquette. And this is something that they have patent pending, as it were, and have entered into memorandums of understanding with a variety of different facilities outside of Massachusetts that would be using typically coal. But they can use these EcoTac briquettes as an alternative to coal, same BTU value, but much more environmentally sound. So we wouldn't suffer, as it were, the burning of this trash so close to us. And I think that would be certainly a key factor. Another issue is the contract term. CMAS is calling for a 10-year contract. The zero waste proposal offers whatever term we want. They're recommending a 3-year term, but it could be 1 year, 3-year, 5-year, 10-year, or 20-year term. And finally, the most important thing, that it gets back to the whole issue we've had with pay-as-you-throw and recycling. There is no put or pay clause, meaning that we don't have a requirement to drop off a certain amount of tonnage. If we drop off 9,000 tons 1 year and only 3,000 tons the next, no contract penalty. So
the town's current waste disposal contract with CMAS is set to expire at the end of 2014. A new grant will help Cape Codders train for jobs in the healthcare industry. The Cape and Islands Workforce Investment Board received a $350,000 grant to pay for the program. The goal is to train CNAs, medical assistants, medical coders, and LPNs. Executive Director David Augustino talks about what candidates need to take part.
Part of this grant provides a transitional training component. Basically, individuals will be Corey checked. So they need to have pretty much a high school diploma or GED, an equivalency diploma, and have a fairly clean police record, and then qualified by income, because we're using the Workforce Investment Act guidelines, which I think are about 200% of the poverty guidelines. Individuals who fit that profile would be eligible to take the training. And then once they are provided the training, then we work with employers also. And so we're providing a 1-month transitional opportunity that we're paying for the salaries for part-time work for 1 month, so both the employee and the employer can get comfortable with each other and hopefully be able to start a career that will be less stressed than if someone's just kind of thrown in and doesn't have any support. So we'll also be doing support with a case manager for up to a year after they're placed. So we hope that by providing these supports, people will be able to stay in place and really get some traction on their careers.
Anyone interested in the program can stop by or call Career Opportunities on North Street or visit capejobs.com. A recent study found that the town assessor's office is running efficiently and may not benefit from regionalization. Director of Assessing Jeff Rudziak says the Center for Government Research conducted the study.
There are some factors that in looking deeper into assessing systems, how they're run, how they're paid for, who does what amount of work in-house, muddies the waters considerably between towns to try to make this a uniform study. But overall, some basics are needed in each town that you really can't simply do away with. Every town is used to having their own office operation, that is a centralized location for taxpayers to come do their exemptions, abatements, and all those types of things and gain information. That's less used these days because of the internet capabilities we have, but still very important for taxpayers in the town. And you're going to have to staff that. So you're going to have front office staff. You're going to need an assessor who knows the general laws and to be able to handle abatements and appellate tax board cases for the town. So that's one area where you really can't narrow anything down on it.
Rudziak says they are looking into moving some services online to maximize efficiency. The state legislature continues to discuss the rising cost of homeowners insurance for Cape Codders. State Representative Cleon Turner sponsored legislation that would create a committee that would review the issue.
One piece of the legislation is Section 2 that talks about what the commission should do. And one of the things it talks about is pricing. And it's supposed to look into and examine the past property insurance pricing. So I think the intention there, I'm hoping the intention there is that it would cause whatever commission is appointed to look into how they price the insurance, which would essentially be the models. So they would have to look at modeling and realistically assess whether or not the models they use are relevant to Cape Cod.
Turner says for homeowners struggling to find insurance, the FAIR Plan is available now. A congested intersection in Marston's Mills will soon be getting a makeover. The town's growth management department is working with the Cape Cod Commission to develop a better layout for the area.
We have, through our Friends of the Cape Cod Commission, have access to some funds that came through a development of regional impact mitigation. Otherwise, we would not have been able to take this out of the regular roads program sequence and capital planning. So we have this money, hired a contractor, and DPW and Growth Management are working on the design concepts for this village center. Have worked very closely with the village, and the consultant has now come up with, 2, 3, 4 modified designs for the intersection, and we're taking it back out to the village so they can tell us from their personal experience driving it every day what they think works, what doesn't work, and so we can move forward into the final design phase.
Residents can weigh in on plans Thursday, August 6th at 7 p.m. at the Marston's Mills Community Church. Police Chief Paul McDonald is hoping Town Council will support a plan that would allow the department to hire retired police officers for special duty.
Our department is progressively getting older. We've had a number of retirements in the last couple of years. Projected out for the next 3 to 5 years, there's going to be a number of other officers who are eligible for to retire, which means they meet the age requirements of the years of service for services. We have found, particularly during the summer months, that there's a huge shortage of police officers. We cannot fill the details. There is an act in place where we have officers from other towns come in here and they do our details, they do traffic details. If we have a large event, they do provide mutual aid to us, and some of those officers are retired officers from their department. So what we've decided to do, because we're a civil service police department, we have to go through this process, and this process Thursday night is the second to last step. If the town council approves it, then we'll go to the state legislature to have a special bill passed, which would allow us, because we're a civil service police department, to bring back retired police officers for special functions and police details, which will be a huge asset to us.
Town Council will vote on the measure during Thursday's meeting. That meeting begins at 7 in the Town Hall hearing room. For Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Mannell.